Hello, welcome to my video and welcome to my channel. This is my first video and I'm going to come up with some very interesting topics in this video. Have you received a new job offer in 2026? Well, congratulations. But I want to highlight something very interesting. Hello, my name is Arnab. I have over 10 plus years of experience in IT software industry. I work as a data engineer. So let me go over a few things when you first receive your offer letter. Don't be too excited when you receive your first offer letter or your offer or any offer. You might be receiving multiple offers. But you know what we do when we receive a new offer? We get excited and we immediately jump into the CTC component. And we look into the, yes, CTC is very important. We need to look into like what are the CTC breakups. Sometimes companies, HRs will introduce medical insurance and other things into the CTC to make the CTC look a little bit more inflated. So you can discuss all those things with your HR for sure. But even more important than that, in my opinion, is that you go through your offer letter in detail, specifically your termination clause, PIP, probation period, and your notice period. Just give me probation period and notice period. These are very important things, to be honest, to check your, because if the time comes, most companies nowadays come up with a 3 months notice period. But let me tell you, if the company wants to let you go, they might not be eager to provide you that 3 months notice period. They will press hard on you to negotiate for a 1 month notice period or less because it costs them to have a 3 months notice period. They don't want you to stick around. Most probably, if you go with a bigger organization, they might just pay you in lieu of the notice period. Smaller SMBs, like small to medium scale companies, they might negotiate with you and pressurize you to negotiate for a lesser notice period, like 1 month or so. So there are important terms and clause in your offer letter. There might be terms in your offer letter or clauses in your offer letter that might tell you that, hey, the company has the right to terminate you at any point of time without any cause. Look for these red flags. If you have any doubts, concerns, please do not hesitate to reach out to the HR for clarification. If your HR does not provide you the proper clarification, or they just tell you, hey, this is something that we have on all the offers, nobody has raised anything as such, any concern as such, they are not providing you any concrete answers, that should be a red flag. So be careful about those things that go into the offer letter. Yes, CTC is important, but you need to look into the other areas of the offer letter as well. HR will rush you. Once you receive the offer, they will rush you that please sign the offer letter and send us back immediately. But you need to be careful about this. Then you need to go through your offer letter in vivid detail and ask the relevant questions to the HR. Failing to do so, you might regret this later. You will your own offer letter that you signed and sent can be used as a weapon against you when the company needs to terminate you. You can also have these they can also go for an illegal termination by not providing you enough notice period. They might refuse to even pay you in lieu of your notice period. Now this happens for small to medium scale companies. Large scale companies usually doesn't do that. Now here's the situation. uh, in case something like this happens, the generally what companies do is that when they need to reduce the number of resources, they might put you on a PIP. The PIP lasts for 2 months, maybe something like that, and at the end of the PIP, they will ask you to resign. Now, your offer letter terms and conditions mentioned there are very important. So look into those probation period, notice period, termination clauses, the PIP clauses, etc. very carefully, because in your future, if you suspect that there is a illegal termination, that they're letting you go, you should have all the paperwork with you. You should have all the documents with you. You should have all the email communications with you. You should record all the conversations that you have with the HR, with your manager, everything. Be professional, be polite. Do not make the mistake of going against your company directly on social media or somewhere in LinkedIn or Glassdoor or somewhere else, because these things can catch up with you. The company can retaliate against you as a defamation case. So don't do that. Instead, gather all the evidences that you can, including your offer letter, your pay slips, your email communications, recorded videos with Teams calls, etc. Take their permissions that I want to record this conversation. All the conversations should be recorded and auditable. Once you have all the details, gather all the details, and then when you receive the FNF or have all the documentations with you, you can actually file a case with the labor ministry. I will leave the link in the description. You can file a case in the labor ministry online free of cost and let them take over. The labor ministry will reach out to your organization and they will listen to both sides of the parties, and then they will make a decision. It shouldn't be a case where you might be thinking that, hey, they might not give me a relieving letter or something like that. That's not the case. They are bound to give you a relieving letter, whichever is the case. They are bound to give you Form 16. Now coming to the BGB part. Now some of you might be worried about that. What if I join a new company and as part of the BGV or background verification, they might reach out to my previous company and my previous company does not cooperate. That does not happen because there is a mutual agreement between the companies, right? Because something might happen in some other companies and they are running a BGB and the other companies does not cooperate with them. So it does not happen that way. So whenever a BGB process is initiated, all the companies, no matter whatever the case, they should cooperate. Even if they don't cooperate, you have all the relevant documents. You have the pay slips, you have the relieving letter, and you have all the documentation to prove your employment with the company. And you also have the EPF details to prove your employment. So this is very important, guys. uh, you know in IT industries, looking at the emerging AI and all the stuff, companies are looking to reduce the fixed cost nowadays. Now, what is fixed cost? Fixed cost is that when you hire a permanent employee, then it becomes a fixed cost for the company. Now, when you the company is towards the year end, towards November, December, whenever when it's time to close their account, when they consolidate, hey, we are running over budget. You might see all these things coming up, or you can see all these layoffs coming up, etc. So in this such scenario, what happens is that companies do have projects that are ongoing, and they, due to the resource crunch, they're not able to complete those projects. So what the companies do basically, first of all, they look out for C2H, uh, more in a C2H hires, contract to hire, basically. Now, if you are an experienced developer or a software engineer, you have options, then probably you will not pick up a C2H offer. No one wants to pick up a C2H offer, because then it raises a question that why were you in a position to pick up a C2H offer? Because when you apply for other companies, they might ask this question, that why did you pick up a C2H opportunity? So this is not a positive thing to pick up a C2H opportunity, but companies do look for C2H candidates actually. But reality is that, as much as I understand this, many people like me, as a developer or a data engineer or a data scientist or whoever is in IT, have some level of experience. They would try to avoid a C2H offer until it is until unless there is a very compelling reason to do so. Like you've been laid off, you have EMIs to pay, and there is no other option in hand. But generally speaking, companies do not find quality candidates when they reach out for C2H positions. So what they do, say they look out for, they then reach out to tier 2 or tier 3 service-based organizations to provide them the resources. It costs them more actually, compared to direct hire, because there's a someone is in the middle, right? So for example, if you are going to pay 10 lakh rupees per annum for a C2H candidate, if you go via a farm that is a tier 2 or tier 3 service based organization, then you might be end up paying up maybe 20 lakhs or maybe 18 lakhs, something like that. But if you don't have that option, if you are not finding enough candidates who are able to do so, then you reach out to that organization. Now, these tier 3 or tier 2 organization, what they do is that they will hire you, that saying that, hey, we have a client, you will be working on contract with the client, but you are permanent with us. Lot of small, very small HR firms actually give you this offer, that you are going to work for ABC organization, which is a very big organization, on contract, but don't you worry, you are permanent with us. Please do not fall into this trap, because when the contract is over, or for whatever reason that ABC company releases you from the project, you are done. They are not going to, your HR firm is not going to keep you on payroll. They cannot afford it. So choose your offer very carefully. Another thing to watch out for is that if your current company is, this is a known fact actually, if your current company offers you counter offer, that hey, we're going to pay, or makes you a promise that in the next appraisal we will raise you or match your current offer. Please do not accept that. Please move out. So that's it for this video, guys. I'll catch up with you in the next video.